Welcome to a new CAD Plus tutorial. My name is Renaud Daenzer, and today this is part 3 of the computer-based manual mini tutorial series. In this session, I will show you how to create groups. So what are groups? Groups are a method of collecting drawing objects for the purpose of naming and connecting them to an external HTML document, such as a computer-based manual. So selected objects can be given a group name, and optionally they can also be given an HTML command and a description. For instance, here I can select this text here, all these text bits, and create a group out of them, and then that can interact with the HTML page. So without further ado, let's dive right in. I'm going to open a computer-based manual that I have started. That is the premise of this tutorial series, which consists of a simple mixing tank where you have thick stock from high Ds being diluted with a mixed tank dilution pump that's feeding filtrate water into this mixed tank. So let's start, for example, to create group. There are several already in this drawing, but let's show you what a group is. So let's make a simple drawing of a couple of circles here, a straight a non-process line, an arc. How about an arc? Click it here, and actually let's just make it into a face. There you go. So I've got a face here, and if I were to select all these components and go to Tools, Add Group, I double click here to create a new group. I will call it face, and as you can see, there's a spot here where I can put commands. We might as well start dabbling into commands. catsim is a command for stuff that is told that tells catsim to do something, and we say do nothing. And in the description, we can keep it as face. We can add some more details and whatnot. So here we've effectively created a group called face. If I wanted to go over to edit and find what my group consists of called face, I can click it into this table here and it'll select my face. Or for example, mixed tank 0511 is over here. I can see all the components that are associated with this group. Say I wanted to remove the eyes from my smiley face. Well, what I could do is I can come here and select them. Let's unselect the outside arc, circle and that arc, so I only have the eyes. And I would go Tools, Manage Groups. Conversely, I can right click on the canvas and go to Manage Groups. And I will see that these two are currently associated with my face. Well, I don't want them to be associated with the group face, so I remove that from the right hand side into the available groups, and I click Finish. So that if I were to go and see now what my group face consists of, it should be all the other components without the eyes, which is the case. Now in catsim, when you're in run mode and you have non-process lines or non-polygons in elements, a mouse click, a left mouse click, will be drawn automatically to the nearest process line. So let's test this out because I would like to select my face, but it won't do anything right now. It'll go to this nearest process line in run mode. Conversely, if I click near the tank, it'll select the tank because the polygon of the tank is the nearest item. And so what's missing in my group here is a process line. So let's add that in draw mode. Let's zoom in here, and a nice and easy way to do that is to use a polygon. So I create a large polygon around my face and I call it pass through. So that it's just a pass through module. It does absolutely nothing. And then I can go into my selection here to specifically select polygon sides. Where are they? Right here. So that I've selected all my polygon sides. I can change the color to something more invisible or less bold. Change the thickness of the line. Click OK. Apply this to my polygon lines and accept those edits. I go back to unconditional selection so I can click that text here and maybe just change the color of that text and maybe its size as well, so it's little and doesn't bother us that much. And I now want to highlight this entire selection, including the face, and go to my manage groups and associate all of these lines, non-process lines and polygon lines, with the face, so that when I am in run mode, and remember, we've added the command do nothing, which in run mode is just to blink. So I've made those changes, and here's my face, and I can hold down the Alt button on my keyboard and click, and there you go. It's just flashing my face. Now I can add some HTML code and the text over here so that it does something with this group. So basically the reverse of what I've just done. So why don't we go explore some features here in this HTML web page. If I click on the tag, it'll flash my tag. Or for example, there's a line coming off from the sides here, the ID, and it'll flash it. And so I want to do the same thing now for my face that I created. So let's get out of draw mode and into my text editor. And I've got a spot here where I can start creating a new paragraph, and I will call it blink the face. And let's close the paragraph. So you see blink the face, and we're going to add an HTML reference. So I'm going to the hypertext reference. And so I'm just copy pasting one and editing it because I know I created a group called face. And so what it's gonna do is gonna blink my group called face and center it. And I'm gonna write the word face here, and I can remove this and just add a period. So we have here, this is a preview of what it would look like. How about we do file, save all, and I go over to CAD Sim and run the simulation. And now under this page, I say I can click face, and it'll blink the face on command. And if the face is not available in the picture, it should center around the face, which it did, because that was the command we gave it. So this is how to create groups, and we just did a quick test with how to use a little HTML in there to make our group blink. Now there is another feature I wanted to show you, which is what is the difference between a blink and a highlight, because there's another HTML command called group highlight. And so I created a sausage here for this process line. I created a group, and I will show you where that is. This is over here. If I click Control / it gets rid of my previously created text there. I commented it out, so it shows up here. We have sausage with a blink group command versus the sausage with a highlight group command. And you can see here the different commands. Here it's blink group, and then further along it's highlight group. And let's go and run. Let's first save this. go over to our simulation, enter simulation mode, go to the appropriate page. Now we have this sausage. If I click it, it's just a simple blink, just like my face, versus a highlight. Highlight will highlight the entirety of that process component. So that's similar to going over into a drawing and clicking a process line, which is then highlighted, versus it just blinking when you click Alt and click it. Okay, that's one more way to interact with groups on in CATSIM using HTML commands. And I believe I have one more that I prepared in advance, which was to use another command called, let's uncomment this. It was called zoom group. So I'm going to zoom on the sausage. And I want to have a precise zoom. So there's several zooming levels. It could be close, precise, or more coarse. So the default, I believe, is fine, which is considered normal. Let's go click save. In fact, while we're here, let's copy this line. Let's go back to here, paste, and then remove the closely. And instead of precise, we will call it medium. So there's several options: coarse, medium, fine, or precise. And here's my preview of the zoom levels: closely, and then I guess the normal. Let's go over to File, Save As. So both of these, oh, pardon me, File, Save All, or Save. And then go over to CATSIM in Run mode. Here's a computer-based mounting on the side. Let's go to my simple tank page, and let's zoom closely into the sausage. There you go. And then the reverse would be to zoom out, right? Or zoom in a medium way. All right, so that's working nicely. Let's go back to my face, blink the face. So this kind of summarizes what we were attempting to do, is to show you how to manage groups, how to create them, add stuff, remove stuff, and utilize HTML commands to do something with these created groups. So stay tuned for our next session, where our next topic will be, let's open that up, to show you more on how to create named views this time. So stay tuned and see you soon.